Hello, hello. I am so excited to be back on here today on the podcast. All right, you guys, this is a solo episode where I am going to be chatting all about worthiness. And I'm so excited to bring this conversation to you because it has been on my mind lately about how we save the fine china, we save our nice underwear, we save our good outfits, right? I literally spoke about this on a podcast recently about a really cute pair of rain boots I had. And I was like waiting for like that cute rainy day. And like, I'm going to wear them at this time instead of using them as I should have, right? Like as they were intended to be used. And guess what? They fall apart on me. Girl, I'm not kidding you. They fell apart. I tried to put them on and the whole like outside, whatever that, is that whatever that material is, it all like shattered when I finally tried to put them on. And mind you, I had been saving them that whole entire time to wear them for the perfect outfit, the perfect day, all of that stuff. And obviously, of course, that's the day that they fell apart, right? So it really, really, really sucked. And so I just am like, I'm coming in here today because it is on my mind right now about why do we wait for everything to be so perfect before we use it? Why do we wait for the, moments when we use the fine china or the nice boots or the cute purse? Like, why are we waiting? Like, we are absolutely worthy and we are worthy of using these things and of living our life as the queens that we are while, in our everyday life. So, before we dive into this amazing episode, I want to do a little update for you guys. I want to let you know what's going on in the world of Hello, Audrey Rose and the highest self. So I'm super pumped because I changed the podcast name recently to the highest self embodied. As you know, if you didn't listen to that episode, there is a whole episode on why the name change, what it means, what it's about. And I'm super pumped, honestly. I'm very pumped about this because Ready to Rise was so perfect for the season I was in at the time, but now it's time to change. So I'm pretty settled on highest self embodied. I'm also really leaning towards highest self love, to be honest. We might have one more pivot in the works, but regardless, it's all about that vibe of truly loving ourselves and embodying that self love and all of that and what that means for us. Because really, if we think about it, our life is meant for us to live. Our life is meant for us to be led by our soul's purpose and be led by all the things that we truly love and to live a life full of loving ourselves, right? Full of being obsessed with the life that we're in. So that is that podcasting news. You're going to continue to hear episodes every Thursday, on some or most Sundays as well. And I want to give you a little update about the sisterhood. So I am so pumped about this as well. The Highest Self Sisterhood is pivoting. We are getting a little space online. I've had access to this for a couple of years now, an online forum. It's very similar to like a Facebook group style forum, but it's offline, off social media. So my kind of thing is like you can unplug, but plug into your community. And we get to plug into this space where we get to really like know each other and get to see each other. And my big thing, my big reason for kind of having this space for us was we've had a group chat for a while, but it's been kind of giving me, I guess, the ick, right? That you cannot, as a new member, you cannot come in and see all the prior messages. So unless the other women all introduce themselves each time we get a new member, you don't really know all of them. But this online group thing, we're able to really like lean in and see each other and read old threads and all of that stuff. So to me, it's just super important. And the sisterhood is growing. We are doing our calls every single Wednesday, 4 p.m. PST. Super pumped about that. I love our connection calls. We have had some amazing calls. We do facilitator calls once or twice a month. That includes people such as myself coming in to do a sound bath or a breath work or any kind of facilitation to just bring you so much value. And this group has just been growing. It's been so valuable to so many women. And I'm just obsessed with it. obsessed with this community and the way that they show up for each other, the way that they'll come in with a question and somebody else will answer it. Like, I've been kind of explaining that it's not the Audrey show. It's not like we have the podcast, right, where I share my thoughts. But this sisterhood is not the Audrey show. It's all about coming in and being a true sisterhood where we get to share our advice to each other, share what we're going through. I had somebody recently come in and drop a bombshell that she hasn't spoken to anyone else in her life about. And just knowing that it's a safe space. Nothing that you say will be repeated. Even if there's like a cute picture that somebody shares on social media, there's never audio from these calls. There's never anything from these connection calls. So it keeps it as one of the most safe spaces ever, that you get to share everything you're going through in real time with women who have probably been through something similar, or, could offer you some type of advice or help. And so I'm obsessed with it. I'm truly just honored to be part of such a beautiful sisterhood. And that being said, we are running our founder's price for only $22 a month to join. And that's going to continue on for a while up until July 15th. So about a month from this airing. And after that, the prices are jumping to $49.99 a month. And that's just because it's so valuable. And I'm trying to be able to bring you the best facilitators and bring you all of the things. So the prices are going to go up. But if you get in before the 15th, you will get that founder's price of $22. And the link is down below in the show notes. So I'll give you a minute to pause this episode, go down to the show notes, click on that link and check it out. I know that this, if it's calling you at all, if this feels like a heart tug by any means, you definitely belong here. This is your tribe of women who are just going to be lifting you up and just loving you so much. Like the love, I can't even describe it. I wish I could describe, the feeling of a sisterhood, but it's just like, if you can see my smile, if you're watching this on YouTube or anything like that, it's just like the feeling of being supported truly by women who don't judge you, who are there to support you, who you can go in with your, secrets, with your pain, with everything that's going on, your wins, everything. Like, it is just so much fun. And then to see everybody after the call, I'll see them continuing to pour into each other. I'll see everybody continuing to chat, and I'll see updates coming up. And it's so fun just to see everyone's updates in our, kind of group chat in our little group area where people are like truly updating on that life occurrence, on that thing that's been happening. And so it's just such a beautiful place. I love it. And last thing I want to let you guys know about is our November retreat. So retreats up until, I want to say up until now, but obviously this one too, they always sell out. They're just such beautiful freaking retreats up in the Northern California area. And I'm just so honored to be able to bring these to women. I honestly, when I started my healing journey, if I could have found something like this that had, the community aspect to plug into, the healing modalities that I was looking for, that I didn't know what was out there back then. I remember just reading books and looking for something and searching, but never knowing like where I could go to just have somebody bring the modalities to me. And so that's what these retreats do. Is it's what I needed, it's a place where you get to connect with these like-minded women, these sisters, this community, and then have all of this poured into you. I bring so many, excuse me, I bring so many resources to you because that's important to me. It's so important to me to be able to bring you, maybe a certain type of yoga that you haven't tried before, or maybe it's a breathwork facilitation or a sound bath where I'm guiding you through a guided meditation during a sound bath, and you get to visualize and have these breakthroughs. We journal about these things, we talk about these things, and I've seen so many women just make complete transformations. They maybe felt lost. I had one woman recently who told me, I've gone to little things where I've done these journals and I've done these prompts and workbooks, and I've always been trying for years to figure out what's my why and why am I doing this and why do I feel this way? And she had a huge breakthrough during a sound bath and then journaling prompt during the retreat, which was beautiful to see because she had been trying for years to have this breakthrough. And then all of a sudden it happened. And so they're just magical places. So the next one is November 1st through 3rd. It's going to be in Sonoma County, California. by a beautiful national park, or it's a state park, actually, excuse me, a California state park that I haven't announced, but people are kind of figuring it out. But it's just such a beautiful place. It's just really like this strong energy center that's just full of this uplifting energy, this magnetic energy. It magnetizes the vibe. So when you're there and you're healing and you're working on yourself and you're stepping into that highest self era, which is what this retreat's all about. It's all about stepping into that highest self era, stepping into this version of us and really embodying her. And we're going to walk away feeling like nothing can change my vibe. Like, I am this self, I am this woman, and nothing can change that vibe for me. So I'm super pumped about this because it's just going to be beautiful. And the area that we're in is going to like just magnify that feeling. So you are going to leave feeling like you're on top of the world, like you truly are that highest self living, just embodied, right? So I'm so excited. Okay, so let's get into today's episode, and I'm very, very happy to bring this to you. So today I want to chat with you about worthiness, because I think that so many of us as women, we struggle with feeling worthy, and we shouldn't. I was at a retreat recently where I facilitated an exercise, and I spoke about this because it kept coming up for the women at the retreat. I've had this coming up with some of my one-on-one clients as well, and just knowing that we don't need to feel like this. And so it just gets me so like, I get so passionate about this because we do not need to feel unworthy by any means. But as women, so much comes up. There's so many things that we do. We are the, like I was telling them, I'm like, we are the mom. We're, sometimes we're the teacher. Sometimes we're the dad. Sometimes we are even we're the sister, we're the daughter. We are so many things. We're the businesswoman. We might be the CEO. We might be an employee. We matter. We do so much as women that matters. And I don't think that we always stop and realize that. But subconsciously, it puts a lot of pressure on us. And so we feel it. We start to go through our daily lives where we are just feeling all of that pressure, and we're feeling just everything that we're going through. And I wish that I could just, wave the magic wand and be like, this is enough. Like, you are worthy. Like, I don't care, what it is that you're feeling, because this performance in all these 15 million areas of your life cannot be 100%. But when they are not 100%, we feel unworthy. We don't feel good enough if we're not kicking butt at all of these things. And don't get me started on us not taking care of ourselves outside of that. And this is a trap that I've been falling into personally, right? Like me with my weight, this has been such an issue over the years of that makes me feel very unworthy about myself, of course, because of society and the standards and everything that we're going through. But for me, it's not something that I always focus on. It's not something I always do, because I fall into that same trap where it's like you want to excel at being a wife, a parent, a dog mom, an employee at work. And for me, being an employee at work isn't just about being an employee, but it's also the role of my job as a nurse. That's super important. Those are kind of different things in my mind, where it's like, I know that I need to live up to the standards of my boss, the manager, what she needs, what she wants from me. There's so much to keep on top of. But then also as just a nurse in general, when I have 5 different patients that I'm trying to be the best version of myself for, it gets taxing. And then you come home, that your mom needs something, or, your dad's calling, whatever it is, right? Lately, my sister needed some stuff, and it just can become so much. So you're trying to excel in those areas. You're trying to, naturally, we're people pleasers, right? We're trying to do all the things for everybody else, and then we forget about ourselves. And we stop taking good care of ourselves. And it's just natural. It happens. Please, there's no need to beat ourselves up at all about this. It's just what happens. But I want to remind you how worthy you are. Because when you're there and you're in the moment and you're having these thoughts and feelings, it's easy to start to feel like we're not good enough. I'm not able to keep on top of everything. I'm this, I'm that. I'm too shy. I'm not good enough. I'm not a good partner. Oh, nobody loves me, whatever it is. But that's not the truth. You are worthy as you are. When you think about the billions of years of evolution it took just to get you here, it's over 4 billion years of evolution just to get you into this space that you're in. Literally, for you to have been born into this life, it wasn't an accident. It was not an accident. There's nothing just crazy about it, right? You are here for a reason. You freaking matter. Just the fact of you being here is such a big deal. And then when you look at your life and everything that you're pouring into everybody else, that matters. You're so worthy. You're worthy just as you are. I want to take a minute to talk to you about pouring into yourself, but not in the way that you would think, not in the way that we, normally talk about these things. But I want to talk to you for a sec about like boosting that confidence or boosting that worthiness feeling by doing little challenges. So here's my thing. I've heard Dave Hollis talk about this so long ago, and it's always stuck with me. But the more that we show up for ourselves, the more that we prove to ourselves who we are, how worthy we are, all of that, the more that it starts to sink into our minds. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but it's so important. And I want you to really take this away from this episode today. First of all, I want you to be so pumped about how you are not an accident, about how important all of this is, about all the events that have led up to you being the one that's here today, and the fact that you are the only you. If I can stress that, I want you to hear that so bad. You are the only you. You are the only version of you. Like, pause and think about that for a second. You're the only version of yourself here. That's huge. That's huge. That's massive. Take that away for a minute. And then I want to tell you this whole thing that I learned from Dave Hollis, just about building confidence by showing up for ourselves. And I'm going to take away from this as well, because I always need this reminder when it comes to kind of taking care of my health. We are able to pour into ourselves and show up for ourselves, but we don't always do this because we're very busy proving our worth with outside validation. I'm sure you've heard all about outside versus inside validation. But when we are running around like a chicken with our head cut off, trying to please everybody, trying to bake those PTA brownies from scratch, staying up till 4 a.m. when we don't care about it, doing all of these things for other people, we aren't giving ourselves proper time to pour into ourselves. And then what happens? We do the whole doom scrolling. We look for that search of dopamine. We look for all of that stuff outside of ourselves. But really, the confidence, the self-esteem, the worth, all of that comes from knowing it inside, having that knowing that we are so worthy, right? So one way that you could start to build confidence around this is by proving it to yourself, by showing up for yourself. So make a goal, set a challenge. For me, it's just doing those workouts, right? Where it's like, I don't want to, but once I prove to myself that I can do it and that I did do it, I feel so good. I feel so confident in myself because I have shown up for myself. Think how good it feels when a friend shows up for you. You ask for a favor and they come through. They do it. It feels good. It feels really good, right? But what about when you do it for yourself? It's a whole other level because you're being your own best friend. You are showing up for yourself. And in turn, every single time you do that, you prove to yourself little by little that you can show up. You're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to believe in yourself. You're learning how to instill confidence in yourself. And that goes such a long way because you start to believe everything. You start to just believe in yourself, knowing who you are. And so I want you to hear me saying that. Show up for yourself. I don't know what it might be for you. For me, it's definitely those workouts, right? And it's like cooking the home cooked meals. That is definitely how I need to show up for myself. And I know that. And I feel really, really, really good when I do. But for you, it might be something different. Maybe it's that hour of silence before bed. Maybe it's asking your husband to take the kids. Sorry, guys, there's noise outside. but maybe it's asking your husband to take the kids for, the evening routine part so that you can unwind after a long day of work. Maybe it's asking somebody else for help just so that you can chill. And that's one way to show up for yourself. Another way is, using those things that make you feel bougie AF. Like, I want to take a minute to talk about that because it's, again, like, it's been coming up for me so much, but use the china. Wear the rain boots, wear the nice underwear, do your thing, girl, because that feels good. And that is another way of showing up for yourself. Oh my gosh, we're getting all kinds of noise. But showing up for yourself in those ways, right? Like, just doing whatever it is, like wearing the things, doing the things. Like, I had this conversation with my mom recently. Okay, I don't think she'll listen to this episode, but if you do, Mom, I'm sorry, but I have to call you out. She has had this beautiful china, these beautiful plates. Oh my God, like this whole set, right, that she got for her wedding. And I am 34, so they've been married over 34 years. I've never seen her use it, maybe once. And she always says, well, it needs to be this kind of occasion. Well, it can't be this Christmas because there might be young kids running around. Well, it can't be that Christmas because we've got 2 dogs running around. Something might break. Oh my gosh, it can't be this Christmas or this Easter or whatever holiday. It can't be this birthday because you know what? The china hutch, it just doesn't look right. It's just, it's not on display properly. It's too hard to get things out. It might break. Well, it can't be this birthday. Oh, it can't be this. And I just kind of was talking to her about this recently, and I was like, Mom, when are you going to use this? These are gorgeous. And I made this promise to myself. I'm about to inherit my great grandma's china, and I'm so freaking stoked about that. I cried. It's all, so, my middle name's Rose. I go by Audrey Rose. Her set is roses around. I'm really getting teary eyed. The roses around everything. It's literally my 2 favorite colors of pink. It's just, oh my God, it's everything to me. I'm obsessed with them. When I saw her teapot for the first time, I literally started crying and I was like, oh my God, can I have this teapot? And then we had the family discussion and turns out I'm the lucky one. And oh my God, I'm just obsessed. But and China's never, this kind of stuff has never really been my thing. Let me be honest. I'm really into other things. But that being said, I look forward to the day to use it. We have to transport it, and that's going to be a whole thing. But I'm already in my mind's eye, I'm already picturing the cabinet, the hutch, how it's going to look. I'm picturing this, how beautiful this hutch is going to be. And I can't wait to find it. And I just know that it's going to be at this store when I'm ready to go there and buy this, when I have the money for it. And I'm picturing everything, and I'm picturing the way I'm going to display the plates in it and the tea. Oh my God, the whole tea set. It's so pretty. It's so legit. It's just, God, it's the most gorgeous thing. The teacups are so cute. Everything is just so pretty. And it's I'm just picturing the way that I'm going to display everything. And I'm picturing when I'm going to have my girls over and we're going to have tea from this antique, vintage tea set. And I'm just so wow, I'm so excited for this. And I'm thinking in my head about all the times I'm going to use it and love it and show it off. But back to the original story is I know how many of you out there have items like this that are sitting there collecting dust, like my mom's china. I don't know if she's ever opened them. They're in these really interesting packing things. They're all packed all perfectly and pristine and nice, but it's are they going to sit in there for 34 more years? Because that's lame, what are we doing? Why do we have these nice things and we don't use them? And it goes back to the worthiness conversation for me, because I'm sitting here thinking, no, you are worthy. You should be eating off of these plates every night of your life. Why aren't you? Girl, you own it. You are so worthy. Why are we walking around with ripped underwear and falling apart rain boots? I'm not saying go buy things. I'm never going to preach, go and spending money to feel worthy or to feel luxury, but you have it inside of you. You already have all these things. Just putting on a nice robe and doing your 12-step skincare routine, whatever it is for you, drinking the water, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our skin. I just want you to go through your life after listening to this episode go through your day-to-day actions, and I want you to like feel that sense of luxury about any of these daily things, knowing that it's worthy. You're worthy, right? I'm going to go drink all of the half my body weight in ounces of water because I'm worthy of having nice skin, and I'm worthy of feeling good, and I'm worthy of taking care of myself. I'm going to wear my nice underwear today because I'm worthy of feeling good. I'm going to sleep in the nice sheets. I'm not going to like use this, crap just to whatever. I'm going to feel so good about myself. I'm going to do my hair today because I'm worth it, right? It's just walking around with that little extra touch of like feeling freaking worthy and knowing that we get to be. So, oh, excuse me, I'm just drinking water. But so take a minute, take some time after listening to this and think of the ways that you get to prove to yourself how worthy you are innately just by being the only you. And then I want you to think to yourself, everything I repeated from Dave Hollis about just showing up for yourself and really making those commitments to yourself and crushing them and showing up for yourself, whichever way it is. Like I said, for me, it's the health. For you, it might be that skincare routine. It might be whatever it is. It might be just having that moment of silence before bed, or just having the journaling practice, whatever it is for you that's going to show you that I showed up for myself and I'm proving to myself how worthy I am, because I'm proving to myself I'm worth showing up for. And then number 3 is wear the nice underwear, use the china, do all the things. Do the things that are going to make you feel worthy. And again, it goes hand in hand with showing up for yourself, because you're showing yourself how worthy you are each time that you do those things that pour into yourself, that allow you to shine, right? It's showing you right away that I am so worthy of this. Because subconsciously, when we are not doing those things for ourselves, we're subconsciously sending signals to ourselves that we're not worthy. Oh, I'm not worthy of getting this. Oh, I'm not worthy of wearing these nice pajamas tonight to bed. Oh my gosh, everything I got from, my bridal shower, the nice underwear, whatever, I'm not worthy of wearing that. I'm just going to wear these ripped ones today. Like, no more. Think about it from that point of view, right? No. So, love you all. I'm proud of you all. I really am. You are on this ride of doing all of the good things. Don't forget, sign up for that Highest Self Sisterhood, because it does increase by July 15th. I definitely want to see you all in there. And that and the retreat, everything is in the show notes for you to check out. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you could take a screenshot of the part that resonated with you or any of that, put it in your stories on Instagram, tag me at Hello Audrey Rose, so that people can get the word. We want to share this with the world, because so many women are sitting there in this, highest self energy is not coming through for them. And the self-love era is not the era that they're in. And I just want to teach these women. I want to teach everybody how important it is. So if you could please, please, please help me by sharing it to a friend, send it to them in their DMs, whatever you have to do. Let's get the word out. Sister, love you again so much. Take care. Hope you have a blessed and beautiful week.